child at the Torah instead of just any day, just saying, okay, here's her name. So therefore, we only name the child when we actually come to the Torah. So we named the child, our baby this morning, her name is Rivka Handel. So there's those two names are actually from two different people. Rivka, the name Rivka is that we named it after one of the Chabad Rebbitzins, Rebbitzin Rivka. She was for the wife of the fourth Chabad Rebbe, the Rebbe Marash. She was a very, very special woman. In her lifetime, she actually had a very hard, growing up very hard as an orphan of both her parents. And eventually, when she married the future Rebbe, her life changed, became much more peaceful. She was known for her generosity, her kindness for other people, for her wisdom, for studying, her respect for her husband, for her in-laws. She actually was a lefty. And a lefty always eats with their left hand. Well, after she got married, she used to sit next to her mother-in-law on her mother-in-law's right side. So she actually changed herself to eat with her right hand, so she wouldn't be bothering her mother-in-law by eating with her left hand. That's how much respect that she had. A very, very special woman. When her grandson,
like you have for your mother.
Like what happened? That's right. It's in the blood. Not on my side though. Eventually her grandson began the Lubavitch school, Lubavitch Yeshiva, and she took special care for the students that came especially from out of town. She showed them special kindness, special generosity. There was even once a student that was actually, for things that he did, he was kicked out of the school. And so who did the student turn to? He actually went to her. She went to this Rebbitzin Rivka because she knew she had special connections to the administration of the school, and she helped him get back into the school. And he changed his ways, and became a better person for staying in the school. So that's the name Rivka. We named our daughter's second name is Hendel. Hendel's is my mother's mother, my maternal grandmother. She passed away just short of 2 years ago, and she was actually a survivor of the Holocaust. And it was actually very special that we're able to name her, where she's actually the first, our daughter from our family is the first one being named Hendel, being named after her. And it's a very special thing for us, for our family, that she should live up to that legacy, to the spirit that my grandmother lived, that she left, even though she left the horrors of Europe and came to America and started a new life, had children, and sent her kids to a Jewish school, a Jewish education, to be able to start a new life together, to be able to raise them right. Didn't look back and say, I don't need all Yiddishkeit or Judaism. She still lived it on and continued to let the flame keep on burning together with her children. So we have high aspirations for our daughter now. After these two names that she should live up to, which should give her the strength that she needs to live up to and to help her family and help the community here. And with that in mind, we actually saw some pamphlets on the table over here. There's one of the customary things to do when we have a child, and the Rebbe spoke much about it, was every child should have a letter in the Torah. That the Torah is very, very special. The Torah is what unites us all. It says that every Jew has a letter in the Torah. We're all part of the Torah. If one letter is missing in the Torah, we know the Torah is invalid. We can't use the Torah. So that's how important every Jew is to the Jewish nation, is that if we're missing one Jew, if they're not together with everyone else, then as a people together, we're all lacking. So the Rebbe said how much when it comes to children in particular, who children are not tainted by sin. And when they study Torah, their voices reach and pierce the heavens, and when they pray, when they study. So the Rebbe said that every child in particular should have a letter in the Torah. Adults can have them too, but there's a special Torah specifically just for children. And in the next day or two, we're actually going to enroll her. We're going to sign her up, and she should have her letter. Together, our other children, they had them already. And I encourage you to take a pamphlet home, for your own children, if you have grandchildren, if you have an influence on someone else. This simcha today, in honor of our new daughter, Rivka Hendel, you should be able to take and have a letter in the Torah. You can take a pamphlet with you. You can visit kidstorah.org. And you can sign up online. Everything's online. It goes quick. It costs, there's a charge, just $1 for a letter. And that's important. And if your child's old enough, they should give them money from their own money, because then they feel it's important, that it really belongs to them. And they'll get a beautiful certificate in the mail. All the way back to Israel. The Torah, they're on the 6th Torah now. And it's being written in Jerusalem. So I encourage you that. So l'chaim, Thank you everyone for coming. We should share in simchas together, from one simcha to another simcha, and she should bring the nachas to her family, to the entire community.